up for Pulse launch. That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll do that.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Hex Token Channel. Your host Superman in the house for another day of awesomeness. And of course, the ultimate opportunity is before us. Pulsechain prices a gift for accumulation strategy. So that is the opportunity before us. Pretty amazing. Let's get into it. Rock and roll. We're going to see who's jumped in the chat here. Big welcome, of course, to the show. What is it? A lazy Sunday in the United States still. And a beginning of a hard-working week in good old Down Under here. It's Monday, 29th of May, 11:30 a.m. in the morning, of course, and the weather outside is kind of rainy-ish. It's kind of clearing up a little bit, but we have had quite a bit of rain after having many days of sunshine. Now, I do have a poll in the chat there, so let's get in a poll. It's a fun poll. What is the swap fee on PulseX? We've got three options there: 0.05%, 0.3%, 0.15%, and a 0.29%. So get in there on that. So cool. Try not to cheat on it. Try not to cheat on it. All right, so let's go on this one. We've got Lives Beneath in the house there. Hello, how are you today? Very good, of course. The ultimate strategy: Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLSX, and the Center for the Win, 100%. And that fits very well with our show today. Pulsechain price is a gift for accumulation strategy. Wow, wow, wow. Man. So definitely check that out. Obviously, nothing on this channel is investment advice, but when you see an opportunity in hand, it's a good time to accumulate. I saw some big influencers out there talking about accumulating big hex amounts for cheapest chips. They were very happy about that. Now, one thing I was going to talk about before we start saying hello to everybody else is that be careful. I did see an influencer out there in the space that is pushing we get these every time we get something like Pulsechain launch or something like that. We get these scam projects. So you might see a protocol called a PLS miner or a Pulsechain miner, and of course they're offering 8% a day. Those are scams, so don't go into those. Make sure you don't do that. There's also a 10% referral fee. So the YouTuber that's promoting it is getting a 10% of the gains. I think there's a 10-day lock period as well. So avoid those. Basically, you're going to put your pulse in and get rugged. So don't do that. And of course, they're offering 8%. Now, in the yield farmings, the best yield that we can get on PulseX at the moment is around about 2%. So obviously, someone offering 8% is a scam, right? So don't fall for that. Protect your pulse as much as you can. You have to wait till you find out protocols are proper. The front end does look like a child's just put it together. So hopefully that helps. But Pulsechain miner, no Pulsechain miner, avoid Pulsechain miner. It's just one of these early scams that get pushed up. It's a shame to see established YouTubers pushing that. And yeah, be very careful. Just want to put that out there and spread the word, right? Spread the word, not to participate in those. They're out getting very clever with that. But we see this many times. Hex had them when the Hex was out. There was a famous one that rug pulled. A lot of Hexkins got hurt for that. So that was in the early days. So obviously experience pays. So follow your experience and don't fall for those traps there. All right. Let's get into it. We got Academic Messier in the house there. Hello all. Good to see you. We got Knox Bill as well. Oh yeah, Knox Bill. I like that. And of course, we got Sandy Beach in the house too. Good to see you, Sandy Beach. Pac-Man says 2024 November is the new president and rate cuts, market rally. Focus on BTC, new highs, 140K to 180K between 25 February tops and dollars. Nice one there, Pac-Man. I like that. What else? We got load up and hodl. Absolutely, load up and hodl. That's true. Wookie's in the house there. The force is strong in the Wookie. Nice to see Wookie in the house there. And we got JB as well. Morning, Hex Token family. Good to see you. Check my post. Good evening, Suitman. Welcome. Good evening to Hex Token family. 100% on that. We got Hexagon Pupper in the house as well with the rockets up and to the right. Boom. And, of course, you get the lower entry is fantastic. The more volume you get and the more hardcore people that pick that up, the better Pulsechain will do in the future. Very, very exciting. We got the fireworks from Pac-Man. Hex Force 1 has landed. Sup, family and Superman. Good to see you, Hex Force 1. Jonathan Kampala, always such a gentle human being. Good to see Jonathan. Yo, Superman. We got DGN Doogie. Doogie, is it? Doogie, yeah. Have fun selling on a double. Let's get these gains, 100%. I like how you rock and roll there. And, of course, Sandy Beach. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. I love that. Now, who else has jumped in here? Pac-Man. Lazy Sunday, fun day for sure. Yeah, that's true. Unprotected Hex in the house there as well with the Hart. Love it. Archipelago, cool. Good to see you. Hi, all. Man, so many familiar names. It's crazy. Yeah, we've got such a cool community building up, and it's still early days. Wow. What else there? We've got anger phase, then a few months of depression. Yeah, just accumulate. We already knew that after the first launch, mentioned this a while back, after the first launch, that there's always this dip period. But this is the trap, right? This is the trap where obviously we got the big DeFis and big NFT marketplaces coming, and then of course a lot of other stuff as well. So don't get tripped out by that. It's an easy trick. And of course, the prices at the moment, beautiful for accumulation strategy, a gift in the hand, they say, for those who are early. And so it's almost like you can laugh about it. It's pretty cool. Crypto Token says, hello family, one day closer to early retirement, 100%. And we've got Elias in the house as well. Hey family, good to see Elias. John Pike in the house, great morning to you. Good to see you as well. And we've got Cleveland, Ohio. What's up, family? What's up indeed? We've got Tim Top in the house there. What's up, Hexkins? Woohoo! I love it. We've got so many good people. Cheerio in the chat today. Really is cool. Tortoise Johnny in the house as well. Superman. And who else is here? Sandy Beach, DCA for the win. I bought some more to date. Nice one there, Sandy Beach. Yeah, I did see that Trayvon, an influencer, just hit 30,000. Said he picked up 1 million Hex today. He was very excited about that. So it's definitely in his buying zone. Looks like he got one of his limit orders hit. Tortoise Johnny says this entire year's for accumulation, 100%. Accumulate. Those volumes are so much volume. You can accumulate these prices. Really is cool. Now, there are a few. We're going to talk about the bridge coming up so that everybody can get Pulse. So Richard Hart's working on that. The Power City team's working on that. Multi-chain. Was it a couple other swap sites? I just forget the one now. It's something now site. I can't remember what it is. We'll probably come up to that later on. But it's kind of cool that people will be able to get native Pulse and be able to trade, which is really cool. ADP in the house there, how to buy Pulse and PulseX. I want to deploy my ETH. Nice one, ADP. We're going to talk about that coming up, so stay tuned for that. That is coming up on the channel. We'll be talking about that in a minute or two. Cleveland, Ohio says, same Sandy, can't stop buying. Nice one. You guys you're the smart money there, DCAing in pretty nicely. What else there? Tortoise Johnny says TCP is promoting that. It's a scam. Yeah. It's sad to see that TCP is doing that. I didn't really want to name names, but it's kind of close enough. So it's not great. Poor form, actually. Poor form. What else there? Pulse Basis in the house there. Put your mouse on the like button. Smash that like button, 100%. JB says, I'm buying more PulseX today. Nice. Oh, tomorrow. Buying more PulseX tomorrow, which is interesting. We've got some news for tomorrow for PulseX, so we're going to cover that when we get the PulseX price chart. Stay tuned for that, JB. You probably know it already, but we're going to get there. What else there? Let's jump through some of these comments. I'm going to jump through all those. Richie Robertson, greetings from the Netherlands. Good to see you, Richie. And we've got Z in the house as well with the black shades, looking cool. Anyone's cool that's buying a Pulsechain at the moment. Richie says in the house with the Supermans, looking good. I think I'm almost up to date in the chat there. Scott Jackson's jumped in the chat. Good morning to you. And of course, RH coins only. Hex One believer, 100% on that. Very smart move. Can I swap ETH to Pulse? PulseX on MetaMask on a DEX in US now? No, not yet. You can't do that. But you can, do that on the Internet Money Wallet. And of course, you can do it on PulseX DEX. So that's kind of cool. You can do it on those two. Pac-Man House there. Summer is here. Alt season is coming. BTC can hit 40K by mid or end of summer. Yeah, BTC is actually on a bit of a rise today. So easily done. And of course, yes, on Pulsechain Bridge. That's right. We're going to be covering that for Apple David Pete. We'll be covering the bridges that you can use to get over some crypto. So let's bring it up without further ado. Let's catch up with Richard Hart. Just trying to think what he's actually updated. Let's get into it. Let me refresh Richard Hart's thing. We're going to push that up at the moment. And there we are. Let's go. All right. So Richard Hart put this out yesterday, or the last 23 hours at least. I bought Bitcoin top at 2011, $30. And this fits right in with the theme of the video today. Pulsechain prices, a gift for accumulation. It went right down to $2. I held it worked out. Think of all the poor souls that sold it at all the way down. A lifetime of regret for them. It took 10 years for BTC to go up 666x from my entry to 20,000. 10 years, a decade, dips galore. And you can see in the picture here, all the dips that are in the game. So very, very cool. And of course, at the moment, with the dip in the game after the initial launch, it's a lot of accumulation for those that hear early, and of course that want to accumulate strong positions in the Richard Hart ecosystem. So pretty cool. Early days. What are we, day 14, something like that? Is it day 14? Let me know in the chat what day it is since Pulsechain launch. I think it's day 14, and of course it's a day 15. I think it's day 14, and so we're so super early on that. All right, let's get into it. I think that was it for Richard. No, he had a bit more to say. 11 hours ago, be the change you wish to see in the world. If you want things to be better, you must make them better yourself, aka accumulate. I'm just interpreting that. That's interpretive dance, like you do, some of those liberal colleges as well. So cool. Let's jump away to the next update. Pulsechain. Let's have a look at the overview, the health of the system at the moment. We're going to look at the cheap prices here. We've got Pulsechain at 000152. That is down 11%. That's 1.52 above the sacrifice price. So still, it's still a gain over sacrifice of Pulsechain, the layer 1. And of course, what else? We've got 1.83 billion pulses being burned so far. So looking pretty good. What else we got there? PulseX is at quadruple 0648, down 10%. And here's the kicker for PulseX. The kicker for PulseX, 0.648 times the sacrifice. So below sacrifice price, which looks like a pretty nice, tasty little dinner there. It looks like a little tasty dinner, maybe something that Christian would make at his house. I know he's been posting lasagna pictures in our Discord, so maybe his wife would like a tasty pie or dish of PulseX. This looks pretty good at the moment. Anyway, moving on, the burn at the moment, 76 billion, and that is going to be the talk of the town. PulseX, that superior DEX with the huge buy and burn. Not only does it buy everything that trades on there, everything that trades on there buys PulseX and burns it. Everything that's trading. So the more that trades on there, the merrier. And of course, you guys know we've only just started off with the rollout of all the projects that are coming to Pulsechain. So looking pretty cool. Excited about that. Right, let's get into it. So we've got incentive token there at $34.70, which is basically 227,500 pulse per incentive token at the moment. And of course, at the moment, the total supply of incentive token is 1.34 million. And of course, that started from 0. Unlike Pulse and PulseX, which were given out in sacrifices, that started off at 0. And of course, that is at now 1.34 million incentive tokens in supply. Looking at Hex on the ETH chain, we've got 0.0162. That's down 10.3%. And of course, that is around about 3 cents. I just switched over there, but around about 3 cents if you include Hex on ETH as well. And I think that's what Trayvon was buying was EHEX. He bought something like $1 million for a nice little grab. I think when it popped down to 1 cent, 1.1, I think it went to overnight, but it's bounced back a little bit there. So 3 cents is where Hex is at the moment combined. Remember, Hex by itself, I think we got down to 1.7 cents if I remember rightly. And I'm not sure what happened to some of those volatile wicks, but that was the last time I remember. So we're sitting at 3 cents at the moment. So we're not on the bottom from a combined point of view. All right. Where else? Let's jump through some of the blocks there, ticking away. Look at all this. Every block has so much pulse burned. I love seeing these. 69,000 pulses got burned. Burn, baby, burn. So Pulse is getting burned. PulseX is getting burned. It's awesome. Now, the bridge at the moment says it's got about $154 million that's been deposited on so far. That's going to move around with the prices of the assets in there, but that's ticking away there. Interesting to see that Hex got surpassed. Obviously, his Hex price goes down. The USDC and DAI has flipped Hex there with the pullback in the Hex price, but still looking pretty good there with the Hex amounts there in US dollars. So 35 million USDC, 33 million DAI, and the USD Tether. Now, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start bringing in some of the June charts, which show you the in and out outflows. So we're going to be starting to look at that in the future. And now that we're on day like 14 or where it is, we're going to start looking at that. So that's going to be pretty cool. We're going to be monitoring the ins and outs, not just the ins there. Now, PulseX TVL. So this is all the stuff locked up in the farms. And, of course, this is in the LPs. This is $378 million at the moment, obviously with the pullback in some of the major assets in there, like PulseX. Hex, that has gone down a little bit there to 378. Still looking pretty strong. We were at number 9 on DeFi Llama. Yesterday was at number 8, number 9, something like that. So we'll be tracking that too. The validators. Now, the validators has been the talk of the town. This thing has been rocketing, absolutely amazing. we have now got 638 billion pulse. That's with the B, not millions, billions there. 638 billion pulse that is locked into the validators, which is amazing. And we're up to 19,949. We've got nothing entering, though, at the moment. Nothing entering at the moment, but we've got 51. We just need 51 more validators to hit 20,000, which is kind of like our half, 50% of our 40K, what do you call it, a mathematical exercise that Richard gave up about the APY adjustment for testnet v4. So we're so close. This is a stellar result. Honestly, this sets us up for the future. We're only in, day 14 or whatever, give or take one day. But we're only in that day, and so it's super early, and we already have a super strong decentralized blockchain. And you can see it on the global map that there's validators all over the place. So exciting to see that. Look at that, decentralization, and of course the first full system stake, proof of stake, a fork of Ethereum. Beautiful pulse chain set for glory, and you guys have the lucky chance of DCAing and picking up those sweet rewards. I can see the APR at the moment's gone down to 23.3%, and that's where we are at the moment. So still very healthy annual percentage return. It's like a flat interest, and that is equal to about 149 billion pulse. And remember that the team, which has about 4,000 of these, 4,100 of these, is burning their pulse rewards from their block rewards and stuff like that. Remember, you earn fees from the block rewards, transaction fees, and uncle fees. That's what they're earning there. And of course, burn, baby, burn from the team, Pulsechain team there. Now, the Gwei's been a lot cheaper, obviously, with the prices cooling off a little bit there. So we're down around 4.4 million beats or Gwei. And, of course, I've seen it lower than that in the 3 millions and stuff like that. Let me know in the chat there if you've seen it even lower. But we've got pretty nice cheap prices on Pulse Swap at the moment, and good for sending as well. 1 cent for PLS, native PLS, and 4 cents for PRC20s. And, of course, wrapped Pulse X there doing a swap 20 cents at the moment, which is around 75 times cheaper than Ethereum, and 113 times cheaper than Bitcoin, which is pretty awesome. And of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum on a bit of a move up today, so that's kind of cool. All right, so that's our overview. Let's jump into the bridge there. We had somebody in the chat there earlier, Apple Dave, said, "Can you about the bridge? How can you get funds over?" Well, at the moment we have an official bridge, and it does wrap Pulse. You can get wrap Pulse over there, but you can buy it on Ethereum as well. So even if you're not on Pulsechain, you can buy it on Ethereum. But if you want to get assets over like ETH, USDC or something like that, DAI, you can use the official bridge. And so I'll post this link in the chat there. If you want to, all you have to do is connect your wallet. But what that won't do is it won't give you native Pulse. There's a solution coming from native Pulse. So we're going to talk about that. So this is the existing bridge, and you can bridge over assets, but you will need some Pulse to transact. That's the issue that you will have. Now, you may be able to get someone to give you a little bit. The faucets are closed now. And what else? Faucets closed. The gas bridge is not open. The other alternative is to get some on an exchange. There are a couple of exchanges out there that do that. One of them is Kanga. One of them is OKX. Another one is was it Trade Fair? Is it Trade Fair? And then 50X, which is a very small one. So probably those two first ones there, probably the better ones in terms of being larger. Those are ones out there at the moment. Now, there will be a solution for getting native Pulse, is what you need to pay fees on Pulsechain. So you'll be able to get that. With this one here, if you connect your wallet up, all you have to do is send over some assets. So you can get ETH and stablecoin stuff over there on Pulsechain. You just have to connect your wallet and go through connect your wallet and then go through the steps. Pretty easy as well. 0.3% fee on that. What else are we going to say about that is that when it comes over to Pulsechain, you don't have to hit the claim button. There'll be a claim button if you go to transactions. You don't have to hit that. It's just going to drop into your wallet. Might take something like 15 to 30 minutes, something like that at this moment. That's pretty much it. But there are more solutions coming that are going to make it even more seamless, where people can get native Pulse, and you need native Pulse for the fees on Pulsechain. So that's kind of cool. So this is a nice little update here from Fatty. Refreshed. He goes, Pulsechain, the new test bridge would enable people to buy wrap Pulse on Ethereum and to send it over to Pulsechain as native PLS. So the bridge relays the cost of unwrapping, which is what you would need to do if you use the official bridge here. And of course, you need fees for that anyway. So you kind of that's not helpful at this stage for some people that don't have native Pulse. So the bridge relays the cost of unwrapping the wrap Pulse back to Pulse, which is amazing. And of course, you can see that there on the testnet. It's only on testnet v4 at the moment, so it's not gone live. But official Pulsechain team are working on this to get this up. But this is going to be one of the key solutions for receiving native Pulse, which is pretty cool. So that's coming up. Obviously, we've got Power Cities coming up with their multi-chain. And yeah, we've got a few other solutions coming up. They're going to be for native Pulse. So that's going to open it up to everybody. There'll be no barriers to entry there, or no issues that the people have to deal with there. All right, we'll let you know when that is live once Richard's team has finished testing that. So looking pretty good here on the Beacon Explorer. We're looking not too bad there. The blocks are just ticking away. Performance is going really well on the chain, looking really good. So that's kind of cool there. Let's jump away to some of the news that's been happening at the moment. There is a Pulsechain Tour led by SJ Wild there. Congratulations, Pulsechain Tour team. This was truly a successful first event. So the first event on that tour, which is through the United States from the looks of it. There were several folks brand new to crypto. Many amazing connections were made. Hashtag Pulsechain, spread the word and get your tickets. VIPs selling quickly. So this is some pictures of their first event. So a big shout out to SJ Wild there. And of course you can see, look at that. Isn't that great? Who's that guy at the front there? Who's that guy? Let us know in the chat there who that guy at the front there is. Can you guys see? It looks familiar, that guy. All right, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, who's that guy? It looks like that guy there. Who's that guy? Let me know. And of course we know who this guy is. So yeah, pretty cool. There, nice. And they got some nice little entrees here as well. So it looks like they're feeding themselves pretty well. All right, so that was kind of cool from SJ Wild there. I'm going to post a copy of that link in the tweet there. Tweet it out if you are twittering. Tweet that out because that's pretty cool. On the Pulsechain Tour, Pulsechaintour.com, yeah, which is pretty cool. Pulsechain Tour. Actually, got to put that in properly here. Pulsechain Tour. But definitely check out and support that because that's pretty cool. Archipelago says lit gains. Yeah. My life is awesome. X-Force1. Yeah. You guys got it. That's great. All right. So that is the link there. Nice. That is SJ Wild. Now, something else that's been happening is that Crispy Man here has put out a cool chart with combined hex, which is cool. So combined hex chart here, work in progress. Looks pretty cool to me. So he's put in EHEX, PHEX, I guess this is wrapped hex, and of course he's added that in together, looking pretty good on this chart there. So that's definitely usable. Wrapped hex on Ethereum, wrapped Ethereum hex on Pulsechain. So he's got that in there as well. So kind of cool. And we can see the combined prices there. So we're watching that. A nice little mention there for Crispy Man. Now getting into PulseX, we got the poll on at the moment. So let's go see this poll. How many votes? We've got 58 votes. I think we might finish the vote so I don't forget the vote there. We're going to finish that poll. Let's see what the results are. What a fun poll, of course. What is the swap fee on PulseX? 0.05%, 41%, 0.29%, 31%, 0.3%, 17%, and 0.15%, 10%. So the answer is number 2, 0.29%, 31%. That is the answer there for that one. So just to go show you guys the PulseX site, we go to PulseX and we can see the fee here. The PulseX will have a 0.29% fee on a swap fee. So there we are. There's the answer there. All right, cool. What else we got going there? Let's jump into some of these comments. I got up pretty far actually already because I actually was reading a lot of comments out earlier. So this is the farm here. Let's go to the farms. Let's go to the farms here. Yeah. What else got there? No need to shill it, man. I'm not really covering 9-inch on the channel there, Mecha 369. All right, cool. Shill is in the channel, man. Shill is in the channel. All right, so we got farms here. We've got these up at the moment. PulseX Pulse. We got all the stable coins up at the moment. We got the Hex Wrap Pulse, the incentive farms, and Wrap Bitcoin versus Pulse. And of course, these are ticking away pretty good. So if we're looking at the highest one at the moment, the highest one has the biggest impermanent loss risk, USD Tether Wrap Pulse, but that's turned out to be pretty good at the moment. So if you're in there, you're probably getting a lot more Wrap Pulse at the moment So that you might consider that to be pretty cool. You're earning a lot of rat pulse, and depending on when you entry, but generally you should be earning a lot of pulse and getting a lot of incentive token, getting a lot more pulse. So this has turned out to be quite good. This only goes against you if the price of pulse went up versus USD tether, and of course that's not too bad at the moment. Let's have a look at the rate there. So yeah, 1.82% is the best rate at the moment on these pools, 1.8% per day. So if you come up to a DApp and it's offering you 8% a day, you're going to be scammed. So avoid that. Okay. We don't want you just to get the stuff the good way, and there's already incentives there for that. So cool. All right, that is pretty much the farms, and of course we hit the ellipsis here. So big shout out Magic Carpet Ride. I overlooked this yesterday, and of course I type it in manually, but hitting ellipsis. If you hit the ellipsis, it will bring up the info page, which is looking pretty good. I guess they're just seeing this is running okay. We can see the rat pulse price is looking pretty good here. We've got the volume as well and liquidity that's in the pools, which is pretty cool. It's used to tether there, DAI, PulseX, sitting at 4064. It's funny, we've covered so many test nets, and when you look at it for real, it's just like, oh, actually, this is real now. It's like you got to, hit your head a little bit there and wake up. Pretty cool. And we got Hex there at 0.01%. $34.53 on the incentive token. Remember in testnet, the incentive token was up at like $11,000 or something. Remember, something like that. It was some crazy numbers up there as well. We got Hex from Ethereum there at 0.013 cents, looking good. And then we've got some of the other projects here. Zen Bitcoin, of course, this is Wolverine's project, isn't it? Wolverine's one there. We got Floki there hitting the leaderboard. What else we got there? Love Token. Is that from the official project? Have they launched? I might have to check that. I haven't checked out the Love Token. They're one of the projects that we're expecting to launch. I have not, they don't seem to have any price, or at least the price is infinitely small. They got 18 digits on that. I don't know. What else there? Zen Bitcoin, Zen Pulse, Rat Bitcoin. This is the Pulsechain version. What else have we got on here? Pepe, Chainlink token, Pulsechain version. We've got Hetron, ETH version from the looks of it, and Wrapped ETH from Ethereum there, sitting at $1,900, which is pretty cool. Got some of the big pools there at the moment. Now, with the pools here, we've got the volume, the 7-day volume, so 24-hour volume, 7-day volume, and we've got the LP fees here that are being earned, which is pretty cool. So you want to see what the fees are being earned on these as well. Now, remember, some of these don't have farms, so don't have incentives as well. But just in terms of the fees that they're earning, 0.22% of the fees they earn going here. Obviously, the more turnover that you've got going through these farms, the more that you're going to earn. But you can see some of the more popular peers there. But of course, there's more liquidity in some of these, right? More liquidity. So you want to get a nice turnover with a lower liquidity and without being too much risk in there. And that's a pretty good pair. Looking at the Hex EHEX PLSX here one, which is very popular. We got 7.47 million. 24-hour volume. We've got LP rewards 16,000 and 10 million in there at the moment. So it's a pretty attractive looking, pretty attractive, but perhaps not as attractive as this. With you got a lot more liquidity, so a lot more fees versus liquidity there. So kind of cool. Good way of looking at this ratio is the fees to liquidity. Pretty cool. But you got the LP APR anyway for you, so you don't have to do a lot of the thinking. You can just have a look at that. 121%, definitely the best there. But look, showing that Hex is not EHEX with the lower risk potentially. You got impermanent loss risk in here, right? So with EHEX, if you're in the parity gang, then it's not looking too bad there, 79%. Now I got to make check. This might be 7 days, and if it's 7 days, it's could have been influenced by the farm. So you really need that to be clean data. In other words, the last 24 hours probably better to use that and just extrapolate that out. All right, so cool. Let's have a look at the burn on PulseX. 76.48 billion burned. And let's see if we've got any cool incentives at the moment. That 1900 PLSX, but that's not going to be profitable even with the cheaper gas prices at the moment. What else we got going on here? Rat Pulse ETH. That's definitely not any profitable there. That's probably it. That's probably the best out of it. Let's look at Pepe here. Pepe here. No, incentive Pulse was the best one, but still probably not profitable even with the low gas prices at the moment. So looking pretty good there. We're going to jump into the charts on the trends. We've got Rat Pulse DAI. And of course, are we going to get a breakout here? Have we done? we're done on the downturn channel. And of course, we're going to break out here, looking pretty optimistic. We're going to break out of this channel and up we go. So we'll see how we go there. But that is kind of where we're looking at the moment. 3,180 buys, 2,312 sells on the DIE pair. And of course, that's looking pretty good at the moment on the volumes. So we'll be watching that pretty closely. Let's look at the how much we got in there. Actually, we got almost $11 million in DIE in there, which is pretty cool, and 71.5 billion Pulse in this pair. Cool. So that's looking good there. Now looking at Pulse on the ETH chain, we've got ETH chain there. That's at 0.0054. So we've got 0.0052. So these are pretty much at parity on both chains, which are pretty cool. Obviously, we've got that little bit of lag on the bridge there, 15 minutes or so. And of course, we have still got that price looking pretty much around peg, which is pretty cool. There's only 445,000 in liquidity on the ETH chain, and it's a USDC pair, but that's looking pretty good. They're pretty much at parity there, which is pretty cool. And this one's on the 4-hourly. So if you're wondering why it looks different, this is the 4-hourly chart, and this one here is on the hourly. So we go to 4-hourly chart. That is what it looks like at the moment. Moving to Pulsex. Pulsex here, also looking at the top of the channel down here. And of course, we've got the price at 6,465 on there. And of course, as a big discount from the sacrifice price, which is sitting up here actually. Let's put a little line up here for that. That will do. Did that draw? Did that draw? I don't. Let's try that one more time. That's pretty much, that's a terrible straight line. That is not straight at all. There's probably some sort of what do you call it, a zapper or something like that. It's probably some sort of that. I need to play around, but that is kind of the target there. That is pretty much around there. Yeah, I'm just going to drag that down a little bit there. Let's see where I can get that just on right. That's close enough. There we are. So that is pretty much it. That's the target for sacrifice price, getting back up to there. Nice little breakout up to there would be cool. Now, the good news around Pulsex is that we've got a lot of trades going on here, 5,000 trades. But the cool news about that is we've got Kanga, the big Polish exchange that launched us, is launching on Monday. On Monday, we'll launch the Pulsex, the USD Tether trading pair, which will be the first Pulsex trading pair that I'm aware of. We've got four exchanges at the moment, centralized exchanges, and Pulsex is going to be the first time they're going to be listed. And this is the biggest exchange in Poland. And they have a lot bigger business, actually, not just an exchange. They have a lot of real-world applications. So that's pretty cool, too. ATM machines and all sorts of stuff. So that's going to be cool for Pulsex as the first centralized in the world. And at the same time, we'll be the first to launch Pulse and their own token, PLN, from the looks of it, which is part of their big network. So Pulse will also be available for cash. So that's kind of cool. We've already got this. This is really neat, right? This is really neat. And Pulse will also be available for cash in the largest network of physical cryptocurrency exchanges offers worldwide, which is a really, really cool thing, right? That is really, really cool. And people have used it and said it's pretty good. Kanga exchange offices, network of cryptocurrency exchange offices in your city, the world's largest network of stationary cryptocurrency exchange offices, over 350 locations in 11 countries. Come and exchange crypto cash. So if you've used this, if you've used Kanga in this way with crypto cash, let us know in the chat there. Some of you may be from Poland or in Europe there, may let us know if that is you. Pretty cool. What else are we going to say about that? At ATMs up to 4,000 PLN, and of course with a fixed commission. I'm not sure. Is PLN a currency? Let me know if it's that Polish dollar. I don't know. I think it might be. All right, that is pretty much it. We've got euros and PLN, so it must be a Polish currency there. Someone might know in the chat there. Let's have a look. If someone knows that. I can't see that. So that's pretty much it there. What else there? We got incentive token is at $34.66, and you guys know I like to flip it to the Pulse there, and because people put Pulse in here and they get incentive token out. At the moment, it's holding pretty strong actually. Even we've got this sort of run here. It's actually holding the support line pretty well. Slightly higher lows, but still pretty interesting there. And it's at 227,682. So the big whales have not really sold this down at this stage. So holding up there pretty nicely is the old incentive token. It is down 16% on the 24-hour, but that's, pretty good, holding up that line there in terms of Pulse. Right, that is the price. We're talking about the US price there because Pulse is down, right? So let's jump over to Hex. Hex there at the moment is on the Pulse chain at 1.6 cents, and we've got a little bit of uptrend here. So it's kind of cool. This downtrend's pretty strong, though, as you can see on the hourly. Let's go to the daily and have a look at the daily chart here. What is this? What is this? This Pulse chain, right? This is how many days we got on the Pulse chain here, which is pretty funny, right? That's pretty funny. It's welcome to a new day. 13 days here. And yeah, we're at this is the chart that we're looking at here down here. So obviously we want to break out to the upside here. That's on that one. We're at 1.6 cents. Hex, of course, is on ETH chain. This is our chart that we've been following for a long time, and you can see some of the downtrend there as well. Now, when did Pulsechain fork Ethereum? It was on the 10th. So we got the opening price. Even though the market didn't know what the price was, the market kind of felt like they did 2 days later, given the week window of launch, and we're at 6.7 cents. So one could argue that a fork price would be around about 3.3 cents. One could argue that. One could also argue this 5.4 cents mark when people assumed it was. So I'm going to take the 3.3. So at the moment, we're about half of that at the moment in terms of market price. So we have devalued by 50% since that time. So then we're at 1.347 cents. Now you can see in the big spike down yesterday, went all the way down on the ETH chain down to 0.1093. And Trayvon, I think, put out a tweet that he had put up $1 million on EHEX, said it was easy money or something like that. We should go find his quote there. We might just do that. Let's go find Trayvon's stuff since we've mentioned it. And let's have a look here. Yeah, here we are. 7 hours ago, just bought 1 million EHEX, basically free. He says basically free. I like the easy up go. It's easy up go. And of course, he's looking at the T-share payout, 6.747, and of course the liquidity in the pool as well, 182 million. So he picked up a nice, cool, easy million EHEX there. So people are taking the opportunities, folks. And as I say in the title of the video, Pulsechain prices are good for accumulation, and Trayvon gets it, and he picks them up there. Pretty nice. So yeah, we got a bit of a spike down there yesterday. We had a high of 1.589 and a low of 1.093 yesterday, and now we're currently at 0.14 at the moment. So if we combine these two together, we're sitting at about what's that? About 3.1 cents, something like that, 3.1 cents, which is pretty cool. Now, what I want to look at was the projects. Before we get into the projects, though, we're going to catch up on the chats. So let's catch up on those. We're going to get all the projects. So let me know what other categories you want me to look at. I'm not really going to focus on the meme coins, although I think there are a couple of good ones to speculate on as sort of DGM plays. But we're going to focus more on the Richard Hart tokens and project tokens, which are more probable of sustainability and success over time. So we'll probably do that. Let's catch up on the chat. Let's see what we're up to here. How far back do I need to go? That's the question. We got up to Richie, that's for sure. Scott Jackson, we got up to Scott Jackson. Harry Williams in the house there. Yo. Hey, all. Time to buy. I like how you're talking there. We got Gen Hex in the house who started his new channel. If you haven't gone and subscribed to Gen Hex new channel there, good old Craig over there. So big shout out. Gen Hex is back again. Pac-Man in the house there. Woo! Good to see Pac-Man. What else we got here? Apple David Pete says, can we use the Bridge Pulsechain to convert ETH from Ethereum to Pulse on Pulsechain? You won't be able to swap once you get there. So you're going to need to get some native Pulse to do that. But jump into our Discord. We don't give out Pulse on our Discord, but there are solutions in our useful links, and a couple of them are not open at the moment. So I might have to update that today. But as I said earlier, they are bringing a new bridge which will give you native Pulse, so that will be true. Your question will be true soon. There'll be a couple of solutions, probably at least three decentralized solutions, and of course there are 4 exchanges at the moment that you can get Pulse with your ETH from there at the moment. But hey, look, you can use the official bridge if you can get a little bit of Pulse for the swap fees, and then you'll be able to switch some ETH into Pulse, and that should be fine as well. So get into Discord and should be able to help you out with one of those solutions. Once the native Pulse bridges are up, then there's no issue around that, no barriers to entry at this stage. Archipelago says, do you know how the LPs that are eligible for burning are selected? That seems variable. I was running, it might be dynamic based on whether they are over some threshold. I think the system is auto burning. Archipelago does seem to be doing that because I don't think that people are burning at losses all the time. So yeah, I'm not sure what the mechanics are behind that. Good question though. Maybe a question for one of the devs like Bretep or something like that. Who else in here? We got jumping through some of that. Where are we going here? Are we going to see a dip on PLS? Well, there's already a dip on PLS, so yeah, we are going to see that. We are, yeah, you are seeing it already, says Pac-Man. Yeah. I already bought, but I want a bigger drop. Okay, yeah. Some people are waiting for a bigger drop there, Guy Hook. So definitely, it's up to you what you do ultimately. What else? The opportunity abounds. Opportunity abounds. That's all we're going to say. Let's jump through some of that. There are whales that have not sold yet. Wait for the bloodbath, says Skyhooker. What else? There's always opportunities in the game. And there are whales in the game all the time too. Let's jump through some of these comments. We got Crypto Panhandler. Good to see Crypto Panhandler. We got Andrew Reynolds in the house there. Good morning to you. Good to see it, Andrew. Man, my studio is really having trouble there picking up some of the comments, which is a bit of a shame. Good to see Andrew Reynolds in the house. Where else there? Property Review in there. Great show today. Hey, thanks for that, Property Review. Big shout out to you. Always enjoy your channel as well. Sandy Beach says, I just ended my PLSB miner. Wow, the prices are really low. Yeah, they're really fleshed out of that system, unfortunately. A Volatile, I'm holding out my hands for the crumbs, says Volatile. Nice. All right, so yeah, pretty cool. Let's get into some of the projects that have been launched on Pulsechain. I've got a list of these charts here. So we've got Fiat Internet Money. We've got Texan Token. We've got Pulse Kitten. We've got Trust Swap. We've got Internet Money Time Dividend. And we've got Paul Pleb. Which was the best performer over the last 24 hours? Seems that Paul Pleb is the best performer, followed by second place is Fiat. Third place is Texan Token. Let me know if there's any tokens, project tokens I have not got on this list. I tried to make sure I got them all. But of course, every day there could be another project launch. I haven't actually checked sweep. I haven't sweeped for those yet. So anyway, this is the best performers there. The last 6 hours, that is also true. The Paul Pleb there. Last hour there is Paul Pleb still as well, but Internet Money picking up a little bit there in the last hour. Let's have a quick look at Paul Pleb, see how that's been tracking since it launched. And we've got the daily chart here for them. Let's go log style. That is the log chart for Paul Pleb. So not looking bad, actually. Is Paul Pleb. It's got $26,000 liquidity, so it's pretty small liquidity, relatively speaking, but that means the prices can move a bit more aggressively, and that is where that is at the moment. So checking out, it's got 59s. I'll give it a like there. I haven't really talked too much about Paul Pleb on this channel, but nice to see it doing well. That's all I'll say about that. Right, we've got Fiat at number 2. So we've got Fiat. Fiat is a fork of Aave, so potentially a big DeFi protocol. Only on Ethereum at the moment, but launching on Pulsechain is the front end. And of course, we wish it all the success as it tries to get market share. Starting at the beginning of Pulsechain, very good idea, and we should expect that TVL on Fiat to go up over time. Now, what that means is that everybody can put a lot of your favorite tokens on there. You'll be able to put Pulse and also stuff, and then borrow some stable coins. This is bullish for Pulse and PulseX. That's another supply sink potentially for some of the leading coins. Including leading projects that get on there. We'll probably end up seeing like the big DeFis like Power City and Liquid Loans and stuff like that on there. So yeah, supply sinks for all those tokens, and of course leverage, being able to borrow and buy more of the good stuff and then rinse and repeat. So it's going to be pretty cool. The costs of borrowing will be pretty cheap. To start off with in particular, so that's kind of cool too. So yeah, we wish them well on this project. And of course, Fiat is also related to other projects from the same team called Fatty. And of course, that's really a portfolio management with Pulsechain. Very, very cool. You can also monitor the whales. They've also got Famous, which is a fork of GMX. So it's going to be cool too. Their liquidity much bigger. It's almost 10 times, almost 9 times bigger than the Paul Pleb. 264,000, not surprising. I'd expect this over time to get into the millions and millions for this protocol. If it's successful, obviously a fork of Aave, it's got a good chance. And with good marketing and beginning with Pulsechain, might have a bright future. We'll be watching out for this. Yeah, so it looks like they've got 330,000 fiat in there. It's got lots of rockets in there, so we're going to hit another rocket there on that one. That's looking good. That is a fiat. Now, text in there. Now, if you guys want me to post, I'll post these links in the Discord on useful links. I'll do that after the live stream if you want to follow those, because these are the project teams. These are the ones that have the best chance of success. There obviously other categories could be memes, NFTs, of course, but we're not covering those today. And I'll probably generally be covering project teams. We're expecting, we're probably expecting about 150 projects that are native Pulsechain, and of course, there's also the Pulsechain copies that other teams have and their tokens, and if they get supported, we're talking about those too. We're just going to slowly build up our portfolio of commentary here. So Time Token is internet money. Now, this only launched, 2 days ago? This was launched 2 days ago. They got pretty small liquidity at the moment, 15K, but this is a chance of getting nice little moves on this. And of course, at the moment, we've got the hourly chart. So let's go to the daily. The daily looks like this. Was it that long? I thought it was 2 days ago. It's a lot longer than that, is it? We got the chart here back on the 23rd. Excuse me. I thought this was a lot longer, but here we are at the moment. I must have dreamed this. I must have dreamed that it was 2 days ago. But that is pretty much it. What's it? A 7 day. We're on day 7. We're at 0014 at the moment on this one. Let me know how your experience is going with this team. You're earning on the wallet. So if you got time, and you got time in your wallet, and then you're going to earn some fees from the internet money wallet. Let me know if you see a lot of fees being generated, because obviously that's a subject to adoption. But we're seeing some cool stuff happening there. Some people have been posting stuff of they're getting rewards, and not only do you get Pulse, if you own time on the ETH chain, you get Ethereum as well. I think if you own time on BNB, you get BNB. So potentially you're earning Pulse or ETH and BNB, subject to how much trading is going on through the wallets. So instead of MetaMask getting all the share of the profits from the swapping fees, the people that are holding these tokens are, which is really cool. I love that. That's just one of the big ways Pulsechain is going to change crypto, is instead of the middleman getting all the profits, the people get the profits, at least the people who are participating get the profits, which is so cool. And I like to see that when Pulsechain, it's a big theme of Pulsechain, and you're going to see that more and more as all the protocols launch, that the people holding the native tokens are the ones that get the benefits there rather than some middleman, particularly around wallets and things. It's going to be cool. And DeFi too. So cool. That is pretty neat. That is tuning over there at the moment. 138 buys and 109 sells over the 24 hours. Looking pretty good. Pretty much a battle between the prices there. 8,003 buy, 8,400 sell there at the moment. So it's kind of cool. Let's give that a rocket as well. Nice one there. I don't know why it's got any red flags, but it's got a rocket there. It doesn't deserve a red flag. But there we got internet money. Typically, you'll see a lot of red flags if it's a scam. That's the case there. Now, they obviously, if you're holding Time Token on Pulsechain, then you were going to get the airdrop of internet money if you're holding it at the snapshot. And of course, they just launched this a little while ago too. You can see it had a nice big rally up here. Look at that rally, and then back down. Welcome to crypto. What I'm going to say about that. Let's have a look at the log function here. That is the log chart, and it looks like it may be the curve's certainly slowing down, getting flatter. And so maybe this is over. Maybe it's an accumulation phase here. Who knows? But definitely looking a bit better. 39,000 is the liquidity. Wait a minute. Is that bigger than the internet as the time? Surely that's not bigger than the time. It's the time there. Time at 15. Really? Wow. I'm surprised at that. I wouldn't expect that. But I guess internet money has been around a lot longer. This is a relaunch of internet money, right? On Pulsechain. So yeah, maybe that's the case there. So yeah, time seems to be the one that's got the utility. So this hasn't, yeah. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on that. It's crazy stuff in crypto. 39K in liquidity in there. We've got 185. We'll give that a like as well. That is the internet money one. Let's go to where are we going here? We're going to the have we done all these? Oh, Text and Token. How did I skip Text and Token? I have no idea how I jumped past Text and Token to internet money. But let's go to Text and Token. It is up 3.34% like a boss. Woohoo! So this got two big YouTubers in our space doing this. Rags to Riches and the Crypto Heartbeat, and of course they've got good causes in there. political causes, and we got a quadruple 01115 as the price, looking really strong here on the launch here on Pulsechain. Is Texan token 67k liquidity, up 3.3% there, 150 buys. So these are all pretty similar actually. I noticed the number of buys, number of people or makers who say makers, unique wallets that bought or sold this pair. It's pretty interesting. And of course we got 75 rockets now, no flags, and that's a good thing. And of course there's the Texan contract there, which is pretty cool. So that is that. Let's go to the final one. And of course, this is the one which is Pulse Kitten. And you guys like Pulse Kittens. They have a lot of kittens. I think you can breed kittens or something like that. Not exactly sure how that works, but that's pretty much it. Had a pretty crazy launch. Look at this weird launch. And then, of course, that is the chart at the moment. What have we got this on the daily? That's the daily chart. So it's been sold off pretty aggressively there. And we're down at 401035. Now, 147 buys. That's not bad. That's pretty similar to the Texan token there. But price is down 41%. Liquidity at 17,000. So quite an aggressive sell-off there. Give that a rocket because that's a good contract. And of course, you can get involved if you like Pulse Kittens, and I think they have breeding or something. You also got yield in there, so the NFTs have yield or something. So I'm not sure how that works. I need to get myself educated around Pulse Kittens. But typically, these are not sort of projects that I follow. I typically follow DeFi, as you guys know. Yeah, it is a DeFi, I guess, but it's kind of that quasi NFT meme thing, which is not so interesting to me. I prefer the lending protocols myself. So that is pretty much it. Lending or staking is the kind of the protocols I prefer. All right, so that is pretty much it on the projects. What else we're going to look at there? That's it at the moment. We are going to see what we're going to see. If you haven't seen my video the other day, I did a Pulsechain roadmap. You should check that out because that's going to show you a lot of the big projects that are coming. And I might do another video following up on that on all the non-top tier projects. So I did cover the top tier projects that are coming. That are going to have a huge impact on the Pulse and PulseX price in particular. But I probably will do a video on all the other projects to see where they are. Now, it takes quite a bit of work going through that. There's, like 150 or something. But I may very well go through and have a look at the statuses on that. It would take me, a little while to go through before I present to you guys, but I may just do that. Let's get into some of the chats and see what some of the comments are about those projects are. You can see the rankings on there. And if I'm missing one, let me know. Because I will add it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to add that now. All right, BTC is crazy today. That's a good sign for crypto. It is, but we want to get BTC over 30,500. Let's go have a quick look at BTC at the moment. Let's have a look. BTC having a good day in the office. It is up 28,386, so 5.7%. Looking good. Ether up $1,921 and up 5%. So that's kind of cool there too. As you guys know, normally I was covering the stock market as well, but of course that's closed for the weekend, and of course we've been focused on Pulsechain, so up 5%, so looking good there on the crypto generally. That's good for crypto. All right, what else there? We got Hex and SB. Hi all, good to see you, Hex, SB. We got John Gibbons as well. Welcome, John. And Archipelago says, I'm using time and internet money right now and have a fairly sizable amount, and the rewards are consistent but relatively small right now. I think it'll be great once out of beta. A lot of promise and works great, says Archipelago. That's really great feedback. Thanks for that. That's the exact sort of thing I was after, to see some people's experience. Archipelago says there are two different time contracts. One is the Ethereum copy that has no value on the wallets on Pulsechain. Yeah, the one I'm looking at is the real one. I did differentiate. I went through all the contracts to make sure I had all the real ones to show you guys live, because, accidentally covering a scam contract ain't cool. Ain't cool when you're an influencer on the space. Morning, Superman and family, says Brennan. Good to see you. Brennan is like a boss man. And, of course, good to see Machiavelli as well. Good to see you also. And a big wave to you as well. I see you waving there in the chat there, so that's cool. So that's pretty neat. Well, we're going to go to Hex Daily Stats and have a look at the day results. We've got day 1273. We always like to get paid. If you haven't checked out hex.com in the chat there, folks, it is cool. And we have Hex on ETH and Hex on Pulsechain now. And, of course, they're bonded with the liquidity pairs. So it's exciting times for the old Hex community. We've got day 1273 is finished, 28th of May 2023. Price down 1.6%. And, of course, we're sitting at 1.356 on the snapshot. That is the price there at the moment. Looking at the payout today, another spectacular day for payouts, 6.751. It's amazing. I'm just loving these payouts. And don't forget, you're also getting paid out on Pulsechain, although the penalties on Ethereum at the moment have been absolutely glorious. And of course, people are making their decisions, right? There's a couple of narratives around there. Some of it is to do with farming, or it was to do with farming. Some's to do with PulseX. Well, it's still farming. Some's to do with trading into Pulse and PulseX into tokens that you need for farms. There's all sorts of stuff going on there, so there's a lot more volatility. But on the other hand, the penalties have been spectacular while that's been going on. This price discovery was expected, and of course, pretty cool. Opportunities have been opening up there for people. But since the Hex farm, got closed down, that APR game has dramatically reduced. Now you have to take on other considerations rather than just EX, which was a good move, I thought. Now the average mining net there, 7.07 years. It was pretty cool. The APY rate there, so the APY rate there, another 40% day. Look at these 40% days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, but every other day is pretty much around 40%. So look at it, they're all 39.5 something. It's amazing, the APY there. And of course, getting T-shares ain't going to get easier. And of course, you'll have to get them on both chains. Now, obviously, the price is low, it's cool. But if the price rebounds, those are going to go up dramatically. At the moment, $371 a T-share. That's dramatically. And of course, you can get this, if you can get three times cheaper if you go out for 10 years, but still it's going up dramatically. And if the price of Hex rebounds and goes on a rally, then you could get left behind pretty quickly in terms of getting T-shares. So food for thought there. Great opportunities. Now, the total liquidity in the ETH pools is 185 million. There's $1.2 million in there. So this jumped up dramatically. That has jumped up dramatically. That's interesting to me. 147 ETH there. Let's pull up a Uniswap because that is cool. All right. Let's have a look at it now. Sometimes I do check the liquidity before, but I haven't checked that for a little while because it hasn't been as relevant as some of the action on the farms. But let's have a look at Hex USDC. Did I pick up the right pair? I think I did. What's this looking like now? All right, so it's all on the sell side here. That's pretty interesting. All the liquidity on the sell side here. That's really interesting now. And of course, we lost that wall, right? Remember that wall we had? Obviously, since the Pulsechain time has changed, we had that big wall of buy support at 5.4. Now times have changed. Now we're in Pulsechain land. That's pretty interesting there. Let's go to the pools. So we've got 2 million TVL in there, 1 million in the ETH pool, both in the 3% pools there. So interesting. We've got 3.8 million in volume on the ETH pool there, and $900,000 on the USDC pool. So interesting stuff happening there. Right. Let's have a look at this one actually. Let's look at the ETH pool. Let's see what that looks like on here. Okay, that looks a little bit more normal. Yeah, okay, that looks a little bit more normal, but definitely on the south side here, a lot of Hex up there. Nice. All right. What else? We're going to look at the ownership pool. We've got an increase in T-shares of 5,000. That's great. We're at 9.9 million at the moment, 1,900,000. So pretty cool. But underneath 10 million, the ownership pool is getting smaller. And of course, the reward pool gets distributed to that ownership pool. So the rewards going up. Plus, of course, the penalties have been really juicy during the price discovery phase, which could last, I said, between 1 and 5 weeks. So probably on the later end of that. And of course, it definitely feels that way at the moment. Well, it is that way at the moment. So the amount of coins locked up is 9.34% of Hex is locked up at the moment. Penalties today, almost 4.7 million on the ETH chain. Amazing. And look at those rewards there. There's payouts, 66, almost 67 million Hex in the payouts as well. So it's good times for T-share miners in terms of that. And look, a bit of money starts coming back into the Hex prices there after the price discovery phase. And man, the price goes up to the right. And you're looking, these penalties are looking pretty juicy as well. Now, what else are we going to say about this? We got the liquid holders up 114. You can already see some of the chaining turning in the numbers here at the moment. So if this is a sign of things to come, we saw all these look at all these down numbers in liquid holders, and now we're starting to see a few positive green shoots here for the numbers. So that's going to be interesting to watch. We're watching this pretty closely. Liquid holders up to 330,000, 125, and we saw obviously Trayvon buy 1 million today. So interesting stuff. We've got change in current miners. 16 up 16, so that's positive too. See the sort of a change in trend here. That's kind of cool. We'll be looking at that pivoting as price discovery comes down a little bit there. And we've got miners at 120,450. So we're building a hypothesis here based on this early evidence. And we're there at 120,450 miners. Total holders up 314 at 569,457. That's day 1273 of the Hex journey on ETH. And of course, we're on day 1274. Look at this, two passive incomes. We've got the Hex price on Ethereum at the moment, 1.4 cents. Pulsechain on is Hex on Pulsechain is 1.6. So combined, that is 3 cents. We've got the payout on ETH chain at 6.5 today so far. And of course, we'll see what the penalties are today. Will they start to calm down? We are on a Sunday in the US and of course Monday here. And we've got the payout on Pulsechain at 6.48 at the moment. So pretty interesting stuff there. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that. That is pretty much that. We're going to jump back to, I guess, let's go back to, we're going to go back to Pulsechain here on the Pulse. And are we going to get a breakout today of this channel? That's probably the thing you're going to watch today is that breakout and reversal. Brendan, let us know in the chat there what you think about that. But we're going to wrap up soon, an hour and 1 minute. Not bad today. Done a good day today. Normally we're up about an hour and a half. We've got so much stuff to go through, but today is because it's Sunday in the United States, a bit quieter day. Project teams a bit more quieter, just the way it goes. Genuine says internet money. Was it internet money treasury support still in progress? Yeah, I did see a tweet about that. Nice update there, Genuine. Hey, big shout out to Genuine in the chat there. A moderator in our Discord doing amazing stuff, helping so many people. If you get into our Discord, we've got a Pulsechain help chat there. And you can get in there and the community tries to, band together and help you out. Genuine has really been doing amazing stuff and they're helping people. So big shout out to Genuine. Much appreciated from the community. Really, really, really cool. Brennan says, here we go. Brennan with his TA. Like a boss, he's another one of our moderators in the house. TA specialist. Looks good, Suitman. Could see a breakout. Yeah, we're looking for teasing breakout at the moment. We'll see after quite a few, a couple of days down, as it were. All right, let's play out some fun music on the way up. That's my shortest live stream for a little while. You guys know it because normally they're about an hour and a half, but we're going to wrap up today at about an hour and 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes. We'll tease into that. I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. It's been a lot of fun, and of course the title is true. A Pulsechain price is a gift for accumulation strategy. It is really, really amazing to get this opportunity, and of course DCA for the win, as we say. All right, take care, everybody. Peace out and bye for now.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
Well, I drifted off again at work, thinking about Pulsechain. And occasionally I think back to that twerk, Richard Hart bringing his game. Well, I didn't make the sacrifice cause I came too late, but day one I'm still making it rain. Oh, I drifted off again at work, thinking about Pulsechain. I woke up in a sweat last night, dreaming about Pulse X. Won't be long before I'm going to bed wearing a Rolex. There's so much to love about it, I can't pick my sweat last night, dreaming about Pulse X. If you wanna be set up for life, you better stake your Hex. Might as well start with 5555, a financial suplex. Generational wealth is just a click away. It's a Nobel Prize worthy flex. If you wanna be set up for life, you better stake your Hex. A financial suplex, a Nobel Prize worthy flex. You better stake your Hex.
For Pulse launch, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll do that.